What's up, friends? Last week on my Instagram account, I asked you to fill in your assumptions you had about me, and now I'm going to go through them. Here's the thing, though. I haven't seen them yet, so I'm not going to answer all of them because I don't know if it's going to be safe to answer all of them based on what my DMs have looked like for the past 5 or so years. So why don't we go through them together, and let's be surprised together, and see if you got any of them right. Oh, this is a juicy one that will make the cut here. You find it awkward when people hit on you in your comments. You know, it's interesting because I don't think I find it that awkward. I just think I find it, like, you would never come up to me and say that to my face in public. Not in a million years. But because you're behind a keyboard and I can't see you doing it and you're not face to face with me, you don't look me in the eye when you say it, it means a lot less to me. It makes me feel a lot less awkward because, like, I know what feeling safe behind a keyboard feels like. Like, I'm talking to a camera right now. I'm not actually looking at you dead in the eye. It's a different skill talking to a camera and not you dead in the eye, but I can kind of imagine you on the other side of that camera. I don't find it that awkward because you know that I'm not there to call you out on something. You just kind of get to do it. So you just let it go. People are going to say what they're going to say. I can't really control that. So I guess I don't really find it awkward. I just chuckle because you'd never do that if I was standing in front of you. This one's interesting. You're not very nice to people not physically fit. I don't like that that's a thing, because here's the thing. When we're outside on all walks of life, I actually don't really care what you look like. You're still a person. Like I said, I don't think I'm any more or less valuable because of who I am versus who anybody else is. But this is actually different when I'm in the gym. If I see somebody in the gym who's not physically fit, I am more excited that that person is there than anybody else there, because I used to be that person. I know what that person is staring at in that weight loss journey, in that fitness journey. Been there, done that. It kind of sucks. So hyping that person up just maybe a little bit more, or giving the fist bump, or giving a nod of approval, or offering to spot, something to make that person's journey on that day a little bit better and a little bit more welcoming, that is something that I'm going to do every single time, because I know that that person who is not in great shape in the gym, staring at that wall of holy crap, I have so much work to do, I know what that feels like. I know exactly what that feels like. It doesn't feel great. So outside of the gym, not physically fit, I couldn't care less. I want everybody to be fit, but people are going to live their own lives, and I really don't have any input on it. People in the gym, however, hype them up a little bit more. Are you intelligent? I don't know. I mean, I like to think so. You know, I am a physician. I have other talents. I know lots of things about random stuff all over the place. It doesn't take me that long to learn something new, even at least, you know, kind of well. I like to think so, but everybody has their own niche and everybody has their own set of skills, and there are plenty of things that I don't know because I haven't learned. And oh, by the way, your measurement of intelligence may be different than mine, maybe different from the next person's. Like, I have no idea. I guess my answer is I like to think so, but it depends on how you measure it. Scrolling through some of these is like, I can't say that, even on the internet. Well, maybe somebody can say it on the internet, but I'm certainly not going to. This one just says, Rogan fanboy. I don't think I'm subscribed to the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. I'm very familiar with it because it gets rebroadcast like everywhere. And didn't Joe Rogan get like $100 million just to be on Spotify? I don't think I've ever watched a full one of his interviews in its entirety. I have no problem with it. I don't know. I got other stuff to do. This one says you are super rich. God, I wish. Seriously though, money obviously isn't everything. You actually have to be happy. Rich and depressed is not as good as being less rich and less depressed. Probably not a linear correlation, but you know what I mean. There seems to be this like perpetuating theme with physicians, especially right after they get out of training. It's like, okay, you do your residency training and then bang, you have a ton of money. And sure, when you get out of residency, your paycheck goes up significantly, but that doesn't take into account the thousands of dollars a month you have to pay back for student loans. That doesn't take into account, hey, now I have a little bit of money, maybe I'd like to save some of it up. Just because you get a larger paycheck doesn't just make you automatically wealthy. That's something I learned takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of compounding. It takes a lot of different financial avenues. My father, not a physician, but he told me that wealthy physicians aren't wealthy because they're physicians. They're actually wealthy in spite of being physicians. Like, our pay cap is quite high. We make a lot more money than the vast majority of people, but that ceiling is pretty rigid. So the actual wealthy, like you're talking about, nah, not really. Doctors don't get there. We live very comfortable lives, but we don't get up there. Financial literacy is something that I really dove into my 3rd, 4th year of medical school, and I've been kind of keeping up with ever since. I wish I had more time to devote specifically to it, but residency, pandemic, work kind of get in the way. And oh yeah, by the way, doing this stuff also kind of gets in the way. But I will say, just because somebody is a doctor certainly does not make them wealthy or rich, as I kind of think about it. Now, grand scheme humanity, yeah, doing more than just fine. But when I think about rich, I am orders of magnitude poorer than that. This one says you're arrogant. I like to think not. I don't consider myself better in any manner than any human being. Taller doesn't mean better. Stronger doesn't mean better. Younger or older doesn't mean better. It just means those exact things. So I don't treat myself as any better than any other human being. I have no more or less intrinsic value than you do, or the person next to you, or the person across the world. Kind of look at it like that. I don't consider myself any cooler than anybody else. In fact, I would probably consider myself a lot less cool than most people. So I don't think I'm arrogant, but I mean, I guess it depends who you ask. This person says, likes being the strongest doc in the building. I like being the strongest person in the building, not just the doctor. I know I'm one of the stronger physicians out there. I don't know, I'm not really in a competition against anybody else other than myself. I enjoy getting stronger every single day. Side note, I also enjoy being able to move a couch without any help. I appreciate being the strongest person around, not because of the strength that I have, but because of how much work I know I put into getting there. That's what makes me feel good about it. So yeah, technically you're right, but maybe for different reasons than you think. You have hella discipline. I think the answer to that is no. So when I looked like that guy, the answer was obviously no. But now that I no longer look like him, is it discipline? I don't know. I think it's just habits. I don't know if it's discipline, if it's just a long history of developing habits, which I think it probably is, because I've been doing what I've been doing for the last 10 years as far as health and fitness goes, and then medicine, it's been like 8 now, right? So over the past decade, I've just been kind of transitioning myself to who I am today. There's not much I have to actively try to do to continue what I'm doing. It's just kind of what I do, and it's been developing over the course of the last decade, and here we are. I don't really have to think about it anymore. But 10 years ago, when I looked like that guy, yeah, I had to change a lot of things in a heartbeat. Now, I didn't change everything all at once, but I started developing those habits, and I probably had a lot more discipline then, but it was more like I had scheduled myself to do certain things and to do certain things a certain way, and that just became reflex over the course of time. I don't know when it happened. Discipline now? Not really. It's just kind of habit. You're into pineapple on pizza. No, I'm not. You were popular in high school. Kinda, but not in like the classical sense. I enjoyed everybody from like the spectra of high school cliques, and everybody seemed to enjoy me as a human being. Liked by everybody, loved by nobody, maybe. That sounds way more depressing than it needed to. Holy crap. Getting jacked didn't turn you into a rude asshole. Thank you for starring that out, but it's hard to not say it. I don't think so. And no, by the way, being nice is free. You really love going to the gym. I really love going to the gym. Total softie on the inside, but would kick ass if I had to. I'm gonna put it at yeah. And I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna do one more, but before I do, there's a lot of like pretty hateful things in here, and I just want to remind people, again, being nice is free. And negativity, no matter where you stand, if you put out negativity, it's still negativity. I don't have time for that. Those people, I blocked half of them. Actually, I blocked most of them. And if some of you are putting out that negativity on my page and to me, at me, or about me, I don't have time for you. I will never have time for you. All right, now that that's out of the way. Last one, that you're a big buff egotistical doctor, but actually one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Love you, Levi. I'll see you in a couple months. So that's for my buddy Levi. Yeah, he probably met me for the first time, was that 2019? And it's very easy to see that, hey, here's this doctor. He's big and strong. He's probably a giant douchebag. I get it. I mean, I know what I look like. It's okay. But I was lucky enough to have spectacular parenting and 2 parents that one did not go to college, one had an accelerated nursing degree back in the 60s. It's very easy for me, seeing what they have done as human beings, to then turn that around and say, you know what? I don't really care what anybody has after their names. I don't really care what anybody has done. What are you as a human being? What have you done to society? If that is positive, I'm going to like you. I don't really care who you are. If that is negative, I probably won't dislike you, but there's a good chance that I'm going to ignore you. The goal of this whole thing is to not get past, to continue to grow. And if you sit there with a giant ego, proffering all sorts of nonsense, you're never gonna get better. Well, that was kind of exhausting, looking at all the things some of you think about me, and some of you, pretty accurate. Some of you, whoever said pineapple on pizza, oof, swing and a miss. To all of you who participated in a positive manner, thank you so much. This was actually a lot of fun. It was very interesting. If you have any questions or comments about some of the things that I said, please drop them down below. I'd love to look at your comments. I look at everything that anybody ever sends me, so yeah, I would need something to do. So thanks again for watching this video, and I will see you next time.